Hello everybody. It's Liam, Hydrisney, Blush One, whatever you want to call me these days. I've got too many names going on at the moment. We're back with another episode of the podcast. Today we have another special guest. We have Annferknee. Annferknee.
Annferknee.
Yeah, I've got a question about that anyway, because I found it the first time that I ever saw your name when I was watching Twitch. I was like, Annferknee, and I was maybe like a play on words, and then when I said it out loud, I was like, oh, it's Anthony. I get it. So yeah, well, hey, it's great to have you, man. You're obviously a Twitch streamer. I've seen you starting to put YouTube content out there. You're a musician. We both twirl our hair. Plenty of things in common. Is there anything I missed? Anything else that you think straight off the bat about you?
I do stuff on Instagram. I'm doing TikTok more often now. Instagram and TikTok are both the same, Annferknee, but with 3 E's instead of 2. That's about it. You pretty much got it right, dude, to be honest, for everything. That sums me up.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I'm doing my best to stay across like everybody's content, like regardless who it is, what they're doing. Like if it's Halo, especially if it's Halo, I'm trying to make sure that I'm in the comments supporting everybody to make it as their you know.
I've seen it in like everybody's stuff on YouTube and stuff. So I see you around, and it's good to see that too. It's nice to see other content creators supporting other content creators.
Yeah, yeah. Like we can start this one off by saying that all of your links will be in the description to the video. So if you aren't already, then jump down there, click on all Anthony's links, and then go over. Make sure you like absolutely everything. Watch it the whole way through. Do everything you can to make it pop for him. But I'm excited to chat to you, man, because you're somebody that, like, as I'm doing those kind of rounds and like I'm in people's streams and I'm like watching things go on, you're a constant name that comes up. You're like this socialite of like the Halo community, and I really loved that. So where we kind of start with everybody is like, have you always been a gamer since you were young, or did it kind of come on a little bit later?
I've been a gamer since I was definitely little, like as a kid, and I had my dad to thank for that, because my dad was a huge gamer, and so he always loved like PlayStation 2, Dreamcast, the GameCube. We basically had everything, like Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. We literally had everything except Xbox. So although my dad got me into gaming, I also blame him for not getting me into Halo sooner, because he did not like Xbox. He didn't like Xbox. So I was always a gamer when I was little, and earliest gaming memories really just like Grand Theft Auto, like Vice City and Grand Theft Auto 3. Playing games that you probably, an 8-year-old probably shouldn't be playing.
Yeah.
But my parents were just like, the hell with it. And but no, I was always a gamer though, playing those games or like Unreal Tournament on the PC and all that stuff. So I got into PC gaming a little bit early on. Yeah. But no, my dad got me into gaming. I've just played so many games. I can't even remember all the games, like Super Smash Bros. Melee, like Time Crisis, Grand Theft Auto. So many just PlayStation 2 games back then that we just always played. My mom also gamed a little bit, mainly Resident Evil, which was always fun to watch her play. Yeah. I would do the strategy guide from the computer, and then my mom would actually play. So it was a nice little teamwork watching my parents cooperate. So that was a nice memory.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
love to have somebody just holding the guidebook for me and just So next you got to go and do this. That'd be good, because it's the worst part about trying to run through games like that. Stopping and like some of these games these days are so hard to play that like I feel like having a guidebook is like essential to be able to actually get the most enjoyment out of it. But
yeah, I remember when I had a Game Boy Advance. I got it for my, I think, 12th birthday, maybe. I don't remember. I was like so happy because I got Super Mario World. The first one I got Super Mario World, and it came with a strategy guide, so I could see everything. And I was like, for me, I was so happy. It was so lit back then, having a strategy guide for that kind of game. Yeah. So that's just another early gaming memory. Game Boy Advance and PSP for sure. It was fun.
When you think back to, like, let's say prior 10 years old, what's the standout game that you think of then?
10, like before 3rd grade. I want to say like Vice City or something. That's just what keeps coming to mind, because me and my sister used to always play Grand Theft Auto Vice City because of the soundtrack, the cheat codes, and just the shenanigans, the adult content that would happen in that game. It just always made us laugh, because it was just like, oh my god, we're killing people. And so it was for me, it was mainly Grand Theft Auto, I feel like. But I did dibble dabble into Halo 1 or Combat Evolved at my friend's house that had an Xbox I was really close with, and we'd always play the first. My early memory, maybe like 10 years after that, where I finally got into Halo like more legitly, I guess you can say.
Yeah. That's a super common theme that keeps coming up in all of these like podcast episodes that we do. It's like the notorious friend that had Halo, right? Like the guy that got you into it, and you didn't even have an Xbox yet. Everyone,
my Halo dealer.
Yeah, dude, it's like a Halo dealer for sure. Yeah. I constantly shout my friend Ben, Ben and Pred out. They were the two guys. They were always playing Halo. I was kind of hanging around, didn't play any games really. I was like I was right into sport and lots of other stuff. I played Pokemon and that type of thing, right? And they played Pokemon. That's how we started talking. Then I went and watched them, and they're playing Halo, and I was like, this kind of looks cool. So I gave it a go on their thing. I was terrible at it. They convinced me then to go and buy an Xbox, bought an Xbox, and it's like so many people's story about getting into Halo is that somebody dragged them in, and then hours later, the sun's coming up. 2 years from then, you're still playing, So it's really cool. Did you, when I spoke to like Monza, this is something that I really think is cool. She talked through like at school, she was like taking days off and playing Halo. Like, were you into gaming that much, or was it not as?
I was into gaming like super, like just I love gaming, dude. It was just like I wouldn't go outside on my days off from school on the weekends. I wouldn't hang out with friends, you know what I mean? I'd just be gaming, that's all I would do. I would never do that because I really wasn't into like the online part of it too much, or I just didn't want to like grind a campaign for a game super hard. I remember one time I did take a day off to play Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, the first one. I was really hyped when that came out.
Yeah.
I took a day off from school to play that. I even watched episode 3 just to catch up on it, even though I've already been like, even though I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, I know everything about it, but not too much really, to be honest. In terms of like taking days off or skipping days or anything, I used to like going to school and all that back then. So I used to be a nerd back then. So I used to care about school, but
Dude, I'm the same. Like thinking back about school, ever since I finished school, I was like, how did I take for granted just being able to go and hang out with mates all day, and then that was it. That was life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy when you get older when you realize like, oh shucks, you know what I mean? It's like what you have. But I think it's just the beauty of growing up in a sense. That's literally life. Like that's just experiencing life and realizing like stuff in the past. Hopefully you don't like take for granted in the future, I guess you can say, kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And it's one of the reasons why I'm putting so much effort into the gaming stuff now, is because I can look back at those experiences and be like, man, I loved it when that was going on, and I loved when this was a big part of my life, and I want this to be a big part of my life forever. And I think that the experience I've got with the health and fitness side of things can make a really big difference for other people. So let's just make this be a thing that I do every day for the rest of my life until it works.
Exactly. And you're an adult and you have power over that. Also, is a thing too. So it's just all the natural evolution, I guess you can say.
That's it. Yeah. So what for you? When did you start playing online? Like, was it Halo? Was that your first online game as well?
I want to say no. I don't believe it was. I didn't get into Halo until or online gaming until like sophomore year of high school. My friend was like, you gotta get Xbox Live, man. And I was going through a whole phase in my sophomore year. I wasn't the most happiest kid around, but I was going through a phase, and I wanted to do something new. I was already getting into guitar and getting into Nirvana and all that. But he was like, you gotta get Xbox Live, man. And he was like my little I guess he was like my online dealer, I guess, where he really got me hooked onto it, because he just convinced me, and he was like, you gotta get online, like you gotta play like Grand Theft Auto 4 and Call of Duty and all these games you got to play online. And I was like, I don't know. I was too afraid to ask my mom too, because we were just going through a thing back then. But I remember just asking her one day. I was like, hey, can I get Xbox Live? And we somehow got an Ethernet cable. It's just weird how it all kind of happened, because it's just weird. It just didn't feel so natural for me to ask her for that, because we never had it before. So it felt like, why now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I didn't get online until I was like 15 or 16 then. Xbox Live. First gamer tag was Negative Creep 12, because Negative Creep is a Nirvana song, and then 12 because my birthday is December 12th. So I was like, merge the two together.
Yeah.
And so that got created, and then I didn't get into and after that I started playing like Gears of War 2 and I think it was Call of Duty and GTA 4, Call of Duty Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 to be specific.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like 2011. Later in 2011, I reunited with some of my old friends that are now my basically close friends now, my brothers to me now, where they were like, just try Halo. And I was like, oh, okay, like, because they always trash Call of Duty saying it takes no skill, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you got to play Halo, and I was like, okay, okay, okay. And so I got into Halo Reach at the end of 2011. Then 2012, I was all about Halo 3, and then Halo 4 came out at the end of the year. Yeah. So I didn't get into like kind of later on when maybe the Halo scene you could argue was going like downhill trajectory after Reach and Halo 4 obviously being what ended up happening with Halo 4 and all that. But I got hooked on it kind of a little late. But my brothers would always show me like montages from like Man Without Modem and just like other like the straight ripping montage was like a goated montage. Like the songs are just so good, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna practice and listen to these 3 songs over and over again because they're just so good. So I can hit the montage clip right when the riff happens or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Right when the chorus starts, and so yeah. So that's pretty much what it was for me. That got me hooked onto it. Just kind of other people, my brothers, really. Random, friends ended up becoming my brothers essentially.
Yeah.
And then just the competitive side is what really got me into it because I was like, I'm sick of getting dumped on. I want to get better. What do I have to do? And then that's when all that YouTube and watching YouTube videos and pro streams and all that starts. So
yeah, 100%. And I love hearing that because I think that's almost something that was kind of missing in Halo 5, right? Is like it was really difficult for lower tier players, let's say, like newer players, to want to improve and get better, because the only times that lower tier players were playing with higher tier players is when they're getting absolutely wrecked, and it's expected that the better tier player carries them, right? Whereas in like Halo 3, which I'm presuming is like when you were kind of getting into that competitive side, wanting to get better, right? You kind of fended for yourself, and if you played better, you kind of got better, and then you started playing games with better people, and it was this kind of big thing. And then that's where you start getting that mentality, okay, if I could just learn how to get snipe faster, or if I could learn how to know, and then you start Googling stuff and you watch the YouTube videos.
Yeah, you start watching learning callouts, all these things just start happening, and it's crazy. It's fun.
Yeah. So what was your like go-to thing? What were you playing in Halo 3? You just obviously was comp. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get into comp too much into Halo 3. I wanted to, but just I know like in 2012, 13, there was like lack of a population at times, and people that were playing, like nowadays, just people that just never left the game essentially. And so I wasn't like never really that good to like hang with too many comp players back then, but I did dibble dabble a little bit with some like like MLG, like V8 or V7, whatever it is, like Team Slayer, all that custom game stuff. But I did Social Slayer a lot. That was my like go-to playlist, was getting Social Slayer. If it's Valhalla AR starts, you veto for VRs. It's that simple. And so I used to always do that. Social Slayer was like, this is my training ground, is to do Social Slayer H3. It has got me familiar with just how to like just play and the basics, and just I guess just really just playing, just learning how to shoot and aim and strafe and all that. Definitely met some cool people along the way too. But comp wise, I didn't get into it until probably like I'd argue probably just Halo 5 really, and even then like Halo 4 I played a lot. I played more Halo 4 than Halo 3.
Wow.
So I didn't do too much. Yeah, I played when Halo 4 came out. I played a bunch of that because of Free For All, mainly during the Global Championship. When they announced that, I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna win. Obviously, it didn't happen, but that got me hooked on it to want to get better. Though I used to always match Campy.
Yeah.
So we all love Campy. But
for sure.
I used to always match Campy in Free For All. I didn't even know it was him too, which was always me laughing. Those gamer tag Campy in it, but my brother was like, "Oh, it's Campy," and I was like, "Oh, I match this guy like every damn day."
Yeah.
But Campy I used to always match, and just other like Ace. I think I used to match too, and just other like pro players, whatever you want to call it, really good players. And so I didn't play. I probably played the most was Halo 4, and then Halo 5 came out. That's when I played way too much Halo 5.
Yeah, well, still playing way too much Halo 5. But
still, I don't want to talk about it. I'm already getting a headache, man.
Yeah, my bad. We'll keep that other things a bit shorter. But that's awesome. Have you ever been to a LAN and anything for Halo?
I've been to 2 LANs. I went to Las Vegas in 2016, which was like November. Then I went to Burbank in 2016 for like the pro season finals, where Envy beat Optic Gaming. I got to watch Team Envious, which was like I think Snipedown, Hook, Mikwin, and Pistola play against Frosty and crew, and so that was really fun. I did the free for all at the Las Vegas LAN, but I got to like round 2, and that's really all I did. I didn't even have a team. I just kind of spectated. I kind of regret going I mean, it was still like just socially, and I just like really just stuck to myself. So it's kind of like I didn't make the most out of it, but I also didn't really know anybody, so it's just like it was weird. And then Burbank, I did the free for all there. It was like 3 rounds. I got to like the second round, but I didn't make it to finals, unfortunately. But that's not my LAN experience. So it's not too high. Unfortunately, in terms of just a lot of experience under the LAN.
Were you like pumped after going though? Like after going, you're like, oh, I love.
After the first one, I was like, dude, I want to get better. Like after I felt motivation, I felt passion to want to go home and get better. And I was like, dude, I got to be grinding. Like this was fun, but like holy crap, like I got like all these people just destroying me. And it's like I know I could have done better. Like I could have performed at least a little bit better. So it definitely gave me motivation. And then after Burbank, I think I kind of felt a little like fatigued off it. I didn't play as well as I wanted in like that free for all tournament. But I still definitely played most of like 2017 though.
Yeah.
But there definitely was motivation there though. I hope that at least with Halo Infinite, the first LAN event, go there, see how good I can do. I feel that motivation where it's like okay, I definitely want to improve upon whatever I end up doing there. Like absolutely, just because of me as a competitor, then also like my own stream health, et cetera, et cetera. There's a lot more for me like on the line now than me a couple years ago when no one really knew me in the Halo community like at all. So.
Well, you've got even more to gain now, I think. Like, you know what I mean? Going and meeting people. That's the whole reason why, I'm sure you know this because I say it in almost every podcast. That's the whole reason why I came over here to Canada, was so that it was easy for me to get to all the LANs and comps that were happening in America. And network with people, because as much as I've really gotten to know a lot of really great people online, it's not the same thing as being able to walk into a room, introduce yourself to someone and people get that vibe from you. Like I want people to see how passionate I am, and you can kind of tell from the way that I talk, but in real life you'll feel the energy.
There's synergy, energy, whatever you want to call it. No, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. So first Infinite LAN's gonna be wild.
And here we are. I'm sitting in the bedroom out of a cottage in Muskoka, furthest away from everybody that I could possibly be right now. But hopefully, I'm going to try and extend my visa, I think, and everything's just starting to go back to normal. So hopefully, I'll get to meet you one day in person. That'd be great.
No, just when I actually think about how many people there is to meet that I've just met online, it's just like crazy because I'm just like it's just overwhelming. So I'm just like I don't even know. Like I could be. I'm so social.
Yeah.
But I can also be like very awkward and like socially awkward sometimes because like I don't want to be like, I don't like expect anybody to like know me. You know what I mean? Obviously, so it's just like, oh hi, I'm Anthony, and then they're like, oh you're Anthony. Like they might be like that. I don't know. So I'm just like, I don't know. They're like, oh yeah, I'm Anthony.
I remember you can remember this, but I promise when I meet you for the first time, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, it's Anthony. This is the guy, and just make it.
Exactly. Yeah. Jen should be wearing her "and for one cuck" t-shirt, so hopefully that works out. My little emote.
That's awesome. So when we talk about like Halo Infinite, that's obviously actually no. Before we go into that, I had a thought. But when we're talking about the comp stuff, there's been a whole heap of things that have happened in the comp scene just recently. I saw you playing in like the free for alls a little bit and a few other things. What are your thoughts on those comps? Did you enjoy them? Did you like what the results?
I think my best placing in the free for all was probably the first one. I got to semis. I think I got like 6 in the regret match, and I got like 3rd in the truth match, or 3rd or 4th. So not too bad compared to like the players I went against, like Skeptify, Frosty, like just some top either pro players or just really top AM players.
Yeah.
The free for all thing was okay though. The one thing that like really had me too motivated is I don't like 1v1s. I'm not a 1v1 person, just how I am. I respect them as its own skill set, but I'm not really for 1v1s. You know what I mean? There's so much more to Halo than just 1v1s. 1v1s don't showcase everything a player can offer. You know what I mean? So I just don't really care for it too much. So knowing that I was going into a 1v1 tournament, no matter what, like even if you qualify or not, was kind of a turn off for me.
Yeah.
But I think I could have done better in the free for alls for sure if I just felt like more energy, more passion, more drive for it. I think I could have definitely done a lot better and had a chance of qualifying if I just play how like I know I can play. Or I know I can definitely win matches with like pro players in them and the matches and rounds and all that. So whatchamacallit. I knew I had that potential. Especially when I did do that in some of the earlier rounds, like I think the next week. So I was like, okay, I can actually beat these guys in a free for all and actually be able to hang, so to speak. But definitely just like I feel like this lack of like energy and just drive kind of just like got to me, and I was just like overwhelmed. Knowing it was gonna be a 1v1 tournament, so I was like, eh.
Yeah.
But a cool idea though. Like cool idea, I guess.
So when we got to the 1v1s, there was a few things in there that I haven't really had a chance to talk to anyone about. So I'm gonna pick your brain on what you thought. There was a few games in there where Frosty was just like doing spins, like not really trying. Did we ever find out like what he was doing? Was he just like chilling? Slash, he doesn't like 1v1s and he didn't really.
To be honest, I actually had band practice that day.
Oh,
So I
really?
didn't even watch the 1v1s because I was actually learning songs. But I did watch the latter half of like Vemzy and Stellar and like I think Vemzy and Renegade.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna assume, because I've heard like Frosty say before on stream that 1v1s literally mean nothing.
Mm.
And I know only thing he has stated on stream that the only thing he wanted to do was to win, not just qualify, but win his qualifier, which comes with qualifying for the 1v1s, and that's it. So I think he probably just didn't care, to be honest. You know, he was like, he probably just didn't care, or care enough to want to maybe just do. I think he just didn't care, to be honest. But and no one's gonna like say anything against that because it's freaking Frosty. He's already Halo 5 MVP. This ain't nothing for him. It's just, but if you wanted that extra cash, then he definitely could have done it for sure.
Yeah,
I think maybe just a lack of.
I watch his stream a lot, and he just seems like a really good guy as well. Like he's always taking the time to explain stuff. So when he was doing it, I was like, this doesn't feel like it's a toxic thing. This feels like I don't want to play 1v1s anymore.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm going out. What do you think about Vemzy coming out of well, I guess not nowhere, but you know what I mean? Like he put up everyone
playing. I think he definitely got people talking in terms of just like just how good he really is when he definitely puts in that energy and wants to be really good. He can definitely upset a lot of people. I don't think anybody expected him to make it as far as he did, and everyone knows he's like a demon at twos, and everyone knows how good he is at twos. I'm not sure how much he's practiced ones, but I'm sure it's been a lot from what we saw. But no, I think regardless of what you might think of him personally, I'm not saying there is something to think about negatively, but just in general, you definitely got to respect what he did that day in terms of just I think upsetting a lot of players and hopefully turning a few heads into his corner of just this kid has skill, and he's like super young. I think he's like 16 or something. So it seems like there's nothing but a bright future for him as long as he just keeps his head on straight and doesn't do anything that's super out of pocket, you could say, I guess.
Doesn't make any enemies for no reason.
Exactly. Just stays humble and just does what he's doing. But no, man, good for him though. You always got to respect what players can accomplish. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought it was super cool because I think that whole new generation of coming through, having any platform shine is a good thing. I think that's good for the future of Halo in general. So I love to see it. So for you, when did you get into the streaming and the content creation side of things? Because it was the comp side of things that you started focusing on. When did all right, I'm going to start putting myself out there?
So I started watching a lot of Nated in 2012, I want to say. So I was talking to a friend about this too the other day. How I got into Twitch on the 360. So on 360, you could download the Twitch app, and this was back then. We couldn't even talk. You couldn't even talk in using the Xbox Twitch app. You could just watch. And so me and my brothers just downloaded the Twitch app, and we just started watching. We were like, "What is this? This is so cool! You can just watch all these people play." And there's one guy streaming World of Warcraft, and he was like a Kurt Cobain lookalike, and he basically just a white dude with a blonde wig on, and it was hilarious. I'm like, dude, I'm a Nirvana fan, so I saw him doing that, and it was just so out of pocket, but it was so hilarious. And so I was like, okay, was he streaming Halo? And Nate was streaming, and Nate would always stream I feel like in that Halo 4 Global Championship era, he'd always stream around 5 in the morning, super early. Just Cali time, Pacific Standard Time, and so I used to just watch Nate a bunch, and I was a huge Native fan just because it was just cool seeing someone interact with chat, have all hundreds of people watching, being really good at the game, providing entertainment, with whoever you play with. He just be really fun to watch. You know what I mean? Still is. And so back then, it just really was dude, you can make a living off this and be really, just do, what you already do, but in front of an audience and, able to make financial revenue from it was just so cool to me. And so, but it wasn't until 2016, I want to say, or end of 2016, beginning of 2017, where I started streaming myself off the Xbox One. I didn't use the face cam though. I didn't use a Kinect. And so I did that for about a year. It went okay. It definitely was nothing like how any success I've experienced now, for sure. And but then again, I know Halo 5 back then had a lot more people streaming, more people did watch it, so definitely could viewers and all that, but I also just didn't really put in much work. I wasn't like always advertising my stuff. I wasn't always hitting clips. There's things I definitely weren't doing that I wasn't or things that I wasn't doing that I'm doing now for sure, like 1,000%. Regardless of how bigger the community was back then.
Yeah.
So I did that, and I kind of took a break, and then it wasn't until like September of 2019 where I like got back into it like fully, because I watched a Halo 3 tournament on Twitch, and I was like, oh, I miss doing this. I wasn't really doing anything else in my life. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I was like, well, I always wanted to stream, but just it didn't work out because I didn't do X, Y, and Z, and so I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a PC and I'm gonna use a face cam this time. So I started streaming off the Xbox One again, and then yeah, I just did that for like Xbox One streaming for like the last like couple months of 2019. So I finally got a PC in 2020, and then just met a lot of cool people. Met Echidna, as everybody knows. Jen helped me out a lot. Trying to get just networking and meeting people. So and there's other people I've just met throughout the past like almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. I don't even get it half the time. I'm just along for the ride like everybody else. Just trying to do my best essentially, but no, yeah, but
yeah. Do you have
it's been a crazy journey though?
Do you have like a moment where you were kind of like, all right, this is kind of starting to work, and I want to put more effort into it?
I don't even know, dude. Because I still feel hungry, as if I'm that guy off the Connect. You know what I mean? I still feel that way. I don't think of myself as like a popular streamer or anything. I know people like always say like, "Oh, you're popular," and like even like recently, I've been playing with a friend of mine. We've been playing pretty late at night, and her friends like, I guess her friends like know me, and I don't really know her friends, but I guess they've heard of me. So to me, it's just like, what? You know what I mean? Like it's these moments that have been happening more recently. We're just seeing stuff on Twitter like all this week and last week, and then just like her friends just be like, "Oh yeah, I know Annferknee," and it's like, ah, jeez. So it's just like the whole thing of just it's like, it's like I don't see myself as like a figure or anything.
Yeah.
But I just see myself as like that guy on the Connect, still trying to like try his best and earn people's respect and try to get that following going. Still the guy with 10 subscribers essentially.
Yeah.
It's like I have 150 and averaging that for like I don't even know how long, but it's all crazy to me still. It's just like I don't even, it's just like I don't know. I just try.
Yeah. When you gonna get to like Twitch partner stage and you got like 100 people watching all the time,
dude?
You're probably thinking the same thing. / you're gonna have
probably
like awkward moments all the time where you're like, wait, there's 100 people watching me?
Yeah. I'm honestly waiting for that moment where I'm gonna look at like the viewer count and be like, oh crap, there's like all these people watching. Like, are you kidding me? You know what I mean? Like that's gonna be a crazy whenever, and that's definitely gonna happen in Infinite. I don't plan for that happening now. I'm just right now I'm not just chilling. I'm grinding super hard just to produce like I'm pretty much just grinding to get clips, stay consistent with my gameplay. Do competing when I want to, and I'm doing esports minor league with my friends. We're doing the tournament for Sentinels this Saturday, the Sentinel send off thing. So I'm definitely still competing a little bit or doing money A's with friends. I'm still trying to be active in the competing side, but I'm also just trying to just be consistent and grind and hit clips like put on Twitter. I know people love to see and do all the random skits that I do or whatever it might be, whatever comes to mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, whenever that happens, that will be crazy. But I still see myself as like that, that very small streamer that just wants to make it, follow a dream, as they say. So
yeah, for sure. Well, I'm gonna help you out as much as I can, even if it's just the one account in the comments and liking it a little bit more.
Hey man, all that stuff adds up, dude. You'd be surprised. Like it's crazy. Like, I think like I had one person too. Like when I was hanging out with my friend and like some dude joined the party, and he's like, whoa, we got a celebrity in the chat, and I was like, wait, what? And he's like, oh, it's Annferknee. But he's like, yeah, man, I always like your stuff all the time on Twitter and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, thank you. Like to me, it was like super humbling. So I was just like one, I'm not a celebrity. I might look like one, but I'm not there yet. But it was just like I was super humbled by it because I was like, I never even heard of this guy. You know what I mean? Not to be mean, but it's like I don't know, his name isn't ringing a bell. So it's like someone that I don't know knows me. It was just like, you know what I mean? It didn't make any sense. Where it's just like you'll be surprised what you put on the internet.
Yeah.
What you do actually like people notice, even if it looks like they don't. Even if you stream, there's only like 5, 10, 15 people watching, not a lot, and like people will notice if you just work on that, building that following on social media and post stuff. Like people will know you.
Yeah.
So it's just, to me, it's just mind-boggling because it's just like, dude, like, what the heck? So like all those one likes, here and there, all that stuff adds up. Dude. For sure. That's almost like thank you, dude. I was like, you're a part of it too. Like it's crazy. It's just crazy. I can never actually explain in words. I'm always just like,
I love how fast things come together, right? And like, we don't have, we've got like maybe 100 people that watch this podcast, right? But whenever I put something out to do with the podcast, a new person messages me about how much they love the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it doesn't feel like it's working. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't feel like it's blowing up or it's successful, but every single time there's this one more person that jumps on board and goes, oh my God, I love what you're doing. Or, it's so good to find out more about these streamers and people that are working in the industry. And it's just like, what, like, you don't realize, but that's interesting. Have you got any, we were talking about you obviously watching Remy's podcast that we did earlier as well. Prior to that, and then after that, did you learn any tactics, or have you got any kind of like way that you're kind of like starting to put content out?
So, hearing, before when I would just do my, putting out my content, I would pretty much just, how I would title stuff on Twitter was always just like, I wouldn't use the word Halo in it. But when I watched Remy's podcast, and he was talking about the algorithms and just the way and even like when every day he was always posting clips, just like me and the way I'm doing it. He's always putting like, the word Halo in his clips every single day. That's something I've started doing more because of that, because it makes sense. Like if you put certain keywords in it, the algorithms and all that, like it makes sense. To me, like it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So because of him and just hearing him talk about, YouTube and, I started TikTok because of him, because I was like, I need to get on TikTok more, like 1,000%. I know some friends of mine have it, but I was like, I've been lazy. But I was like, you know what, I gotta commit. If this man's doing it, I gotta do it also. So it's just another thing you can do for social media, honestly.
Yeah.
And so, no, just really just using like the word Halo more, and like my clips, I think it's just like been so huge. Like nobody else really does it too, which is funny, because like I watched them and like all of his clips always have the word Halo in it.
Yeah.
But like nobody else really does it, and so like it makes perfect sense though. It makes perfect sense. Like why using stuff like that, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Definitely, man.
Keywords.
And I like to think that my huge ego likes to think that it's not just a coincidence that so many more people have started uploading to YouTube regularly in the last few weeks. I'm talking about like content creators that are kind of like around the same level as, you and what Divine Mind's kind of at. There's a lot of people starting to put more content out, which is a great thing because it brings more attention towards what Halo community is about. And hopefully we're all going to be able to grow a little bit more so that when Infinite comes out, we all benefit from it. Right. So
exactly.
I'm glad that there are people that got the kind of that vibe out of it. And, it's something that motivated them to do more. What's like the thing that you're focusing on most with your growth? Is it just the streaming side of things, or is there a particular?
At this point, it's like literally everything. Like I'm trying to grow in like obviously on Twitch, I stream like almost every day, like a crackhead. I stream almost every day, and then
do you enjoy YouTube, it? Like when you sign?
No, yeah. When I want to say I always enjoy streaming, but it's not like I mean that because of like the people that always come by. That's one thing I've noticed more recently too. Is like, I got some loyal people, dude, that like to always hang out that I've been seeing for the past like months. And to me, that's also just like I guess I've been more like grateful of it more, you can say, because I just see it so much more often now. Even new people I've met that have been willing to hang out. It's just like it's just crazy. Like no matter who else is streaming, like they're always willing to at least lurk or just hang out or talk, whatever it might be. So to me, that's been more of like a mind blowing experience in a way, where it's just like it's obviously like my goal is just I want to build a a loyal community. That's everybody's community. That's everybody's goal is to build a loyal community.
Yeah.
That way you can just when you stream, no matter what, always have somebody to talk to, or people are always going to stop by. So it's really hard to do. And so I got some loyal peeps that are also crackheads like me, and that like to just enjoy the Halo 5 grind. So it's like I love streaming, but so obviously sometimes Halo 5 specifically, it can just be super just mind numbing and just pain inducing, because it's just the game itself where it's just like, dude, like this is just so hard sometimes, where it's just like it's just like it makes you want to lose my mind thinking about it already again. I'm getting that headache. So it's like I love streaming. Like I love streaming.
Yeah.
And it's just like, definitely a future goal is just wanting to be able to do it no matter what game I'm playing. You can still have those people watch. Yeah. And I think I've gotten some degree of success of that now. I just want to wait till I definitely have, more and more and more, where it's going to be super enjoyable having like 100+ always watch. no matter what game I'm playing. I mean, that'd be amazing to come home and like, you know, I don't want to play Halo today. I want to play like Marvel Alliance, and they have like 100 people watching me play game at streams, but it's because people actually want to watch and hang out in my community, which would be so cool to me. So yeah, that's something I'm always striving for. That hopefully I can definitely achieve an infinite, like 1,000%. So yeah.
I think you can as well because you got a great attitude. All right, I'm gonna flip some stuff on you right now because
oh boy,
I'm actually like not even quite sure how I'm gonna word this because
lay it on me. We'll figure it out.
I don't know how to be, but what is the deal with the like either obsession or simping around Jen and some of the Halo
oh my
streamers?
god, obsession, I don't know about that.
Where did it
I mean,
start?
I don't even
how did we
simp, bro,
come to
dude.
where we are
Okay,
now?
no, you're good. I don't even simp, dude. What's amazing is that like most of the girls I probably like talked to at some point in the Halo, like not in the Halo, I guess like in the Halo community. Not like every girl, but I feel like the ones I have associated myself with, most of them have like come to me, dude. Like, I mean that like in a respectful way, where like they just started talking to me. Like even like with Jen, like she just started hanging out on my stream. I'd have like one viewer and she just stopped by. But I think it's just not because, you know, a romantic interest. Obviously, it wasn't that. It was just like literally she just enjoyed my vibe. So I know like you know, I have a lot of self confidence. I know I'm an attractive man. I know, you know, I have a lot of self confidence. Like I know I have a lot of self confidence, and I know I'm pretty freaking cool, dude. Like I know that. Like, you know, there's a cool vibe with me. That it's like not because it's something I just, you know, always felt since the beginning. It's like, you know, I was the most insecure person in the world, and just as I started to get over like, you know, all these negative things in my life, like depression, and started just to put myself out there more. I just noticed that like girls just like me. Like girls like talking to me. Girls just gravitate themselves towards me, and not just girls and people in general, obviously. But you know, I like girls. So, so like I don't know. Like even with like Jen, she just always started hanging out. And I watched her streams too, but it was so hard to talk in her chat sometimes because no one ever respond back to me. They just want to talk to her, which I get. I understand. I know how that works. But eventually, you know, people started knowing me in her community and all that, and we're obviously like all good friends now. But now she started hanging out, and then I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I don't really simp for anybody, but I know like
right. This is just me, right, and my observation, right. I feel like maybe you play into it a bit then because you know
I could be super flirty.
You had that.
I'm really flirty.
And you had that skit as well just recently that was absolutely hilarious, right?
Yeah, the Annferknee show.
If you can send it to me, I'm going to put it on the screen over my face.
Yeah, I got you.
Watch it. But you know the one I'm talking about where you guys are going to go to the movies and then dude, that in itself was just so funny. I absolutely loved it. But it kind of put you in that light, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's always my biggest thing with sushi.
Hello?
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Aunt, what's up?
You want to go to the movies with me?
Yeah, sure. Would you care if we invite someone else also?
Who'd you have in mind?
Maybe Chris?
Okay, I'll call him. Hey, Chris, want to go to the movies with me and Jen? I'll take that as a yes. So what'd you think of the movie?
It was good. He kind of looked like you, to be honest.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Question.
What's up?
Will you be my girl?
What's that, babe? Okay, I'll be right there. I'm sorry, Aunt. I gotta go. My boyfriend wants me to help him with something.
Have a good night, Jen.
Yeah, have a good night, Aunt.
The beauty of doing my own show is that I always win.
Yeah, yeah, no, it was the idea for it was just like really like it's something I thought of. I don't know. I guess maybe you could argue there's some truth to what in that skit, but like it came from an actual real place. But a majority of it was just me just being out of pocket and just trying to have fun with this idea. Because I don't know, me and Jen, we're really good friends. Like like she's always saying like she's like my number one fan for content creating and she's cool too. Like I can honestly like as much crap as we give each other, I can always like say good things about Jen and like be super simpy for Jen. Just because of just because of how she is and just we definitely do click a lot on a lot of things. So for me to have like a female friend is like really cool because I don't really have a lot of female friends, to be honest. I know if I wanted to, I probably could maybe. But I'm really picky. Like one, I'm picky on women in general in terms of relationship. And then number two, having female friends, it's just something I've never really gotten into because I really just want one woman in my life. That's just always how I've been. There's like romantic partner. So to have someone in my life that's like not a romantic partner but a female that I can still click with for me is like a huge thing, and it's something I've had to work on throughout the past like year or two. But we're just really good friends. You know what I mean? Like we just click. So,
okay,
that explaining.
Leads me into like the next little bit that I like to talk about with everyone is like the Anthony behind the stream, like who you are not on the stream. So let's start with the theme at the moment, which is girls. You said you're fairly picky, right? So like what's the type, like for girls watching this that are thinking
oh god. No, I mean I guess like how like I don't say like how detailed can I be, but I'm really picky in terms of like I mean, like I don't know.
I want like dig yourself a really large grave.
Yeah. So like, so I don't know. I like girls that are like short, skinny. Like I'm not gonna lie, I like busty girls, bro. Like I'm a busty guy. That's just how I am. So like,
so if it was bust or booty, you're bust.
I'm definitely bust. 1,000%, dude. So So like short girls, definitely like skinny and just busty, but also just like funny, loves rock music, sense of humor, high sex drive, what you call it, liking superheroes also. Like I don't know, I probably sound like I'm describing Jen. I promise you, I'm trying not to, but that's just like that's just naturally what it is. You know what I mean? I'm serious. That's just naturally what I like. Like it's not my fault, dude. But I'll say I'm not pursuing Jen for obvious reasons. But that's just like naturally that's just what I like. So it's like
Do you have? Is there things for like hair color and like?
Not really. I mean, I've always had a thing for like white blonde chicks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So not trying to describe Jen, but that's just literally how that's just how I've always been. Like I can't. That's just how I've always been. I can't.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But yeah. But I mean, just someone I can just be sarcastic with too. Loves Nirvana, loves gaming too, just a whole bunch of stuff. But
do you reckon that is that something that's like going to be super necessary for you? Like when you're finding that one girl, is it going to have to be someone a gamer as well, like someone that you can like relate to gaming stuff?
I feel like because there's definitely people I've talked to that don't like love Nirvana, but they love gaming, and that's like and they may have other features too that I might be fond of, but so I feel like I'm not even changing on that, but that's just how I've always been. So it's like I don't know, but I feel like for me it's like if they don't love Nirvana, that's fine as long as you like similar music. If you love rock music or alternative rock, specifically 90s, like that's fine too. You know what I mean? You don't have to like be in love with the one band I'm in love with.
Yeah.
But I prefer someone that. Reason why with music's so key to me. Like I love music, dude.
Yeah.
I love music. I love music so much, dude. Music's like the other half of me. Like there's gaming and then there's music.
Yeah.
Music is super key to me. So if I can exchange music with you and you like it, or share music with you and you like it, that's like a love language to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just a love language. That's the way we can talk, and speak with one another. without having to like actually have a conversation.
Dude,
to me, it's like, you know, it's like a total turn on, I guess you can say. To a degree of just like, you know, my heart just be like, oh my god.
No, dude, I so get it.
So and that's just what it is.
That type of stuff is like super important when you're having like a close long-term relationship. But I find that as well with like close friends, right? You know, my friendship group back in Australia is the type of group that like when we're having drinks or at a party or something, we always end up back at someone's house. And everyone's playing music and singing, you know, like all of my friends are I've got no musical talent whatsoever, but I always just love listening to it, laying there, you know, and, you know, we've got like 2 people playing the guitar, someone's playing the piano, you know, someone's
good
singing.
Time.
And that's the type of stuff, right? Like when you can find someone that vibes with all of that, it just feels so right.
It means so much. So music's like super key for me. Like anything.
Well, okay, so
and obviously like if she's a gamer too, it's even better. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Okay, so I get the music side of things is really important to you. Would it be possible for you to kind of give me a maybe like top 5 like musical influences for you, people that, you know, growing up, obviously Nirvana being there, probably Blink-182.
I was about to say, yeah, Blink-182. I mean, wearing my shirt right now. Yeah. And Blink-182 I've been listening to a lot more recently because I've been talking to another friend of mine, and she actually also loves alternative rock music.
Yeah.
And she loves the same music that I love. And it's been pretty cool, so I'm able to share music with her.
Yeah.
That's a different story. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna give out any names, but
I'm gonna ask.
But yeah, but whatchamacallit? But yeah, Nirvana, Foo Fighters, Blink-182, Green Day, and probably maybe like the Beatles or My Chemical Romance, maybe around on the top 5. I know that's 6 bands, but to be the 5th one, I don't know. I'm not exactly too sure, but definitely like Nirvana, Foo Fighters, Blink-182, and Green Day, and like MCR, the Beatles.
Yeah.
The Killers I also like a lot. There's so many bands. There's so many, there's so many bands. I can go on and on about it. Yeah. There's definitely a core group of bands. I definitely listen to like most of their discography.
Yeah.
The Story So Far I also like a lot. I don't know if you know that band, but The Story So Far is a really good band, good all rock band.
Yeah. And so okay, as far as like, is there any modern like people that are kind of coming up that people wouldn't know about in that genre that you like or enjoy watching a lot of?
Like modern bands right now?
Yeah.
I'd probably say The Story So Far just because they had an album come out. Their latest album was like 2018, Proper Dose. It's a beautiful album. It's like an album that talks about like it's alt rock, but it talks about it has like a vibe of like love and breakup and like being happy and like all this other stuff. There's so many different like themes to it. I feel like just from what I can think of in my head when I listen to their songs, how I feel.
Yeah.
But
do you know I could be?
I say just them, to be honest. I don't really listen to modern stuff too much.
I could be really out of touch with like that whole genre and everything, but someone that really surprised me just recently that I kind of started listening to, and please guys, like don't leave anything in the comments about this if it's out of line. But MGK. Machine Gun Kelly's album, you know,
you made like a pop punk album, right, or something? I keep hearing about it.
Yeah.
When did it come out?
It was I don't know, but I got strong Blink-182 vibes from like because I love Blink-182.
I thought Travis Barker even helped him on the album. I think, if I'm being honest.
Okay. Well,
I think he helped him too. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I haven't read too much into it.
Yeah, I don't know. I for the first time in a long time, I kind of vibed with it, and I was like, I actually rate this guy more than I do from his rapping. From listening to that, but anyway, so music for yourself as well, we were talking about it before we started. Have you always played in bands and that type of thing, or is it more just like a hobby that you do, like, you know, it's for the girls, or what is it?
Whatchamacallit? Everything's for the girls, by the way. No, I always wanted to be in a band. I mean, I always wanted to do band stuff just because back then I was like 16 getting into music, you know, more specifically just Nirvana. I was like, oh, this is, you know, like it. When I was listening to Nirvana back then, it felt like I was listening to someone that understood how I felt. So I wanted to like, you know, pursue that kind of like life in a sense, or not life, but like that lifestyle of like being in a band. It always seemed like it was just fun. It was a nice escape from reality because reality at that time was just so, you know, ass that I was just like, I don't want to be home. I don't want to do any of that. I just want to like, you know, I just want to be in a band and get away from everything. But it didn't really work out back then. And then now I was in a band, but it's just not my passion anymore. Like it's just not my thing. I'm not that person anymore that wants to do a band thing. So now I guess it's more of a hobby / a way to like just do something on stream, in case people want to hear music. And other times people come to the stream and like, oh, play me this, or play me some Blink-182, and I'd be more than happy to play them, like Blink-182. So it's nice being able to play. Huh?
Are you streaming after this?
Probably. I don't know. I'll see it right now. It's 7:02 p.m. So I'm kind of tired, but I always want to grind. So I might be like a little short streaming. But
next time you stream, I'm going to come in. I'm going to ask you to play something because.
Oh, okay. I'm making something I might know. I only know a couple like bands and like discography of like what to play. But sometimes people ask me to play like Freebird, and I'm like, dude, I don't know how to play Freebird. Okay, like.
Fair enough. And so, okay, well, outside of the game as well. Did you go to uni and do some school or anything like that, or?
So I did community college like in 2018, like summertime for math, and then I did like community college in San Francisco, like City College, I think.
Yeah.
Like a couple months. But I mean, I don't know. I didn't really. Me and school just didn't really mix after like just high school. I just did not want to be that person anymore. And I was a kid that wanted to go to Stanford and do all this, high stuff and just pursue that kind of side of things. But I said most things just life just happened, so I just ended up changing to a different person, which I definitely don't regret about or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely love where I'm at right now, like 1,000%. But me in school, not really too much, to be honest. After high school, but when I did care about school, I was definitely a really good student. I always got A's and B's. I think 7th grade I had straight A's the whole year. I was really happy about. So I knew when I tried and cared,
you do it.
And given the right teachers and tool set, I definitely was able to excel, like for sure. But just didn't work out like that, I
guess. What about sport? Do you ever play any sport? What do you do?
Baseball. Baseball was my thing. And when I was like a kid, like elementary school, I used to love doing baseball. And I played everything, dude. I played every position.
Yeah.
So that's just I don't know how it ended up being like that. I always enjoy doing like I think first baseman I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Or like right outfielder or left outfielder. But I played everything, dude. But it was nice. But mainly it was only just baseball though. Basketball never interested me. Football I always was scared I was gonna like die basically because it just seemed so aggressive. And then soccer I personally just found very boring. And I guess a short story. One time I did play soccer when I was like in 1st grade, and one time I played like on a Saturday, and it was like scorching hot outside, and so I ran off the field crying, going to my mom because it was so hot and I didn't want to be a goalie anymore. And that was the last time I ever played soccer when I was like in 1st grade because it was so hot outside. I was not having fun. I was bored. So I ran off the field crying, called it quits, and that was my last soccer experience.
I was going to say, God bless. That's all I can think of for that kid who was there on the sideline to walk over and be like,
yo. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what? I always see you tweeting out these ridiculous combinations of fast food that you're getting delivered and meals that are making me jealous because I'm like, I want to eat that, but it's not in front of me right now. So I always think like, do you do much exercise at the moment? Do you do anything, or is it like you burn out?
I don't exercise. I don't exercise, but I always tell myself too, if I was to do full-time streaming and just like pursuing that side, the idea of going to bed, waking up, turning on stream, and that's it. That's my life. Does not sound fun or healthy.
Yeah.
Especially like I'm 26, so like I'm still young, obviously, but it just didn't sound like a good life to live in terms of like if you're not doing anything else, that's all you're doing. And I've heard other like big streamers too comment where like they would say like, oh yeah, during this year, all I ever did was just stream all day, and that's about it. And it's just like they weren't exactly the most happiest doing it. Like maybe they found success during that time, obviously, but like they weren't mentally maybe not been the best decision. So exercise would definitely be something I look forward to. If I just had more time, if I had more time in my day, but obviously realistically I can make time in my day right now.
Yeah,
I'm just lazy and I just don't want to do it.
We gotta get you doing something. We gotta find.
I know. And I used to work out too. When I did, dude. It felt so nice. It was nice working out, and I didn't feel as skinny, and it felt nice. No, it was really great for my mental health as well as physical health. So.
Well, the next time every single week I post a workout for Divine Mind, right? It's all bodyweight stuff. You need no equipment.
Yeah, I think I've seen something on Twitter about it, low key.
I'm gonna tag you in the next one.
Oh boy. clout.
You do it. And I promise, man, like if you do it, it takes maybe 10, 15 minutes. It's all super easy stuff. You're not gonna have to Google any of it. Like you'll know how to do it. And at the end of it, you'll be like, man, that took 15 minutes. Like you're gonna feel better. You'll probably like be getting, you know, Killtrocity exterms and ranked all afternoon. You know,
Camp
like
Arena, hell yeah, dude.
yeah, exactly. On Jen, and then she'll come back into the stream more. But
God, I know.
But I mean, I try to keep these kind of like around an hour, just so it's palatable for everybody. And I've really enjoyed chatting with you. I think we could keep going with the amount of things.
I know. I can talk all day. Trust me. Me and my friend, we can. Yeah, I know. I can talk all day. Yeah.
Well, I think I keep saying to everyone, we're trying to aim to do something like a little bit of a catch up 6 months from now, maybe like after Infinite started, see where you're at, see, you know, how things have changed, and kind of just keep doing it like that. Because it'd be cool to watch you through the journey, right? You know?
Yeah.
You know, everything we talked about today. But few questions that we kind of do before we wrap up. And that is, if you could see yourself like 5 years from now, right? What's the like dream reality of your life look like 5 years from now?
Yeah, I actually thought about this today. I don't know why. It's because I knew I was going to be talking today, or if it just popped in my mind. But no, I think 5 years from now, I mean, I'll be like, you know, early 30s. I'd hope to maybe find somebody and potentially maybe have like, you know, little Annferknee juniors running around at some point. But I hope that I'm still doing content creating and that I found, you know, major success in streaming. Obviously that can vary depending on who you're asking. For me, I think I'd just be nice to be able to do something where it's like I don't have to stay with Halo. Like specifically, I can branch out and, you know, average hundreds of viewers, or, you know, or at least 1,000, and being able to play whatever I want, have people that actually like, you know, that support what I do and when, you know, like what I do. But also hold myself accountable and uploading the best content that I can put out. That would make people interested still and see value in me still after, you know, X amount of time has gone by. Yeah, really just streaming being like a main source of income basically, and then at least finding the future wife. Like, come on, like I'm too good to pass up. I don't understand, but I'm also too picky. So it's just a matter of finding someone that fits my needs and is single. All right, that's the main thing, man. If people weren't single, things would be different. I'm not saying who, but I'm just saying, like, come on. It is. I don't know, but the things I think would be different. But at the same time, yeah, it's gotta be someone that's single and all. And cheated. Easier said than done in that retrospect.
Yeah. Okay. And the next kind of question is, who would you like to tag in? So obviously, generally, I reached out to you and I wanted to get you on just because I enjoy your content.
Oh, well, thank you for that. That means a lot. At least I was happy. I was like, oh my god, I finally get to be on what I've been watching. I felt nice.
No, dude,
so
seriously,
thank you for that.
I was excited about it. But who would you like? Who do you think would bring value to the conversation? Who do you think's got a story that more people would like to hear?
I didn't think about this one earlier. I'm so angry now. Whatchamacallit? Honestly, I want to say my friend. I don't know if you know, his name is Ghost 10
Yep.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're super familiar with him. He usually streams super late at night. He's been doing like the graveyard shift for Halo 5 for like the past like 2 or 3 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
And he's been a constant grinder. He also loves the same type of music. He's funny. He's super chill, down to earth. He's just, you know, trying to same thing. We're both trying to do the same thing, just build a community and really just, you know, just grind and make something of ourselves. So I'd love to see him on here because I want him to. I feel like people don't really know him too much just because of the time he streams. It's so late. That's just, you know, what works for him. So that's what he does.
Yeah.
So, but I know people like already definitely are familiar with him in the Halo community.
Yeah.
And if they're not, they should, because he's been low to the community for like 2 or 3+ years, keeping things popping.
Yeah.
When it's like, you know, midnight pass. So, he's just super cool. He's super cool and super chill.
Cool. Well, I'll reach out to him and I'll let you message him first, just to be like, hey, just so you know, Divine Mind is gonna jump in your DMs, and it's because I said that they should, not just randomly.
Yeah.
I'll get him on. We'll have a bit of a chat. It'd be great to get to know him. I am familiar with him as well because when I was in Australia, he's one of the guys that I'd get to see playing, right? Because of the time zone.
Yeah, exactly, because of the time zones. He's a grinder.
Yeah, I get to play with him a bit as well, like against him a bit as well. And it's like, it goes 10, 10, 10, 10. I need to know why.
It's like 4 10s and then 1 1. So it's like 4 10s and a 1.
Yeah. I gotta know why. Otherwise, was it just because he wanted Ghost? And I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk to him.
Yeah, it was already taken, so he just got 10, 10, 10, 10, 1. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know myself, to be honest. So yeah. I need to check out that podcast in the future.
There you go. Yeah, man, you'll get a link for it.
So, yeah, perfect.
Before we finish, though, was there anything that we didn't kind of talk about that you want to talk about? Like, is there anything else that people should know about you?
I'd say just be nice to each other. I would say, to be honest, and just like I always like seeing other Halo content creators support other content creators, whether it be like like a sub or like a like on Twitter, just stuff like that. I feel like I definitely know I'm always doing in terms of just like other people's streams or just other videos people always post. I feel like I see a little more for some people that maybe don't really like other people's stuff too much on Twitter that I know see stuff. It's just like there's something as simple as a like from a another clouded Halo content creator. Well, just it can go a long way for people, especially if they have seen whatever it is. And this a simple like can do well, but I feel like just be nice to each other and just help each other more. I would say. Yeah. Again, I mean, in the most respectful way possible, because we're all trying to grind, we're all trying to make it. No one should be ever trying to like gatekeep anybody or like that kind of mindset. Like everyone's trying to do their own thing, and at the end of the day, we're all trying to do our own thing, and a simple like or retweet can go a long way. To be honest, to be honest, sometimes I've retweeted some stuff from people, and they tell me like, "Oh, they got me so many likes," and I'm like, "Really?" Like for me, it's like I don't see myself in that light, but I do something as simple as that with with what I am right now, and it's like people see a thing. So it's like for me, it's like if other creators thought the same way and just want to help each other in that way, like I don't know, it'd just be so good. I feel like, but I don't know.
Yeah, thanks again, man, for having a chat. For everybody that's watched the podcast, we appreciate you tuning in every time. Anyone that makes it this whole way through, you are the real winners here. Like, it's the people watching the whole way through that are actually helping more people find this. If you're liking, if you're commenting, if you're doing those types of things, I really appreciate you, because obviously I put a lot of effort into getting people here and having a conversation with them for an hour. So I really do appreciate any sort of that support you want to show. With that said, all of Anthony's links going to be in the description. So go do the same thing for every single one of the videos that he's ever posted in his entire life. Share it with all the people that that play Halo. And just be supportive of each other. If there's any suggestions that you want to make and you think would make the podcast better, then leave it in the comments below. One of the ones that we had recently was this kind of background, because I'm always moving around from place to place, so I took it on board. Another one is like adding in chapters, so you can see down the bottom of the video here, you can kind of click on all of the different parts of this conversation. That was another suggestion. I take it seriously. I want to improve the content. I want to make it better for you guys watching, so let me know what you think needs to improve. But Anthony, thank you so much again for taking the time to chat with me, man. I can't wait to touch base again in the future. It's good to get to know you a little bit more as well.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me, man. I don't know. I'm happy. So thank you.
No, I think it was fantastic. So thank you so much, guys. I'll see you everyone in the next podcast.